Hey everybody, I'm Natalie with the Daily Caller, and welcome back to Media Madness, a show where we break down the craziest clips and commentary from the media. Like today's video, in which an ex-Univision host gets into it on CNN over the LA riots and illegal migration. Let's take a look.
It's saying, talking about illegal aliens. First of all, I don't like to use the word illegal. It is undocumented. Coming into the country without documents, it's not illegal. It's not a crime.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me. It is a,
there was a tourist who got arrested in New York.
It is a misdemeanor.
And it's against the law.
It is
if I still come, it's a misdemeanor, but I broke the law.
It is a misdemeanor, just like DUI is a misdemeanor, just like indecent
I've been hit by
exposure
a
is a
driver who
misdemeanor.
died. Don't tell me that's a misdemeanor when he crashed my family over 100 miles an hour. I'm sorry. That if you want to say that DUI is somehow a misdemeanor and we should treat it like it's not committing a criminal act, you said it's a misdemeanor like it's the same thing.
It is a misdemeanor, just like coming into the
It's still breaking the law.
But that's not
just
the
let
point.
her finish for just a second, please.
I think that the CNN co-host's face really says it all here, and that's certainly what most of us would feel watching this clip, as this woman tries to defend the position that illegal migration is somehow not illegal. And you hear this from a lot of Democrats. For some reason, they think that this is a real gotcha for Republicans. Of course, as the co-host explains, DUIs are extremely dangerous for all other drivers on the road. So she really couldn't have picked a more apt comparison to letting boatloads of unvetted people into our country.
That's the point. There's a lot of misconceptions, and one of them is that it is a misdemeanor to come into the country illegally. If you get deported and then come back in, then it becomes a crime. But even then, if it becomes a crime, that doesn't mean that you're a rapist and that you're a murderer and that you're a drug dealer. President Trump lied to the American people because when he was in his campaign, he said, we are going to deport undocumented or illegal aliens, if they want to use that word, who are criminals, who are violent criminals, who are killing our people, who are raping our women. And then Tom Homan, and then
again, all people who come into this country illegally are by definition criminals because they have broken the law. Of course, there are degrees here, but entering a country illegally is a pretty serious offense in and of itself. So what this CNN host is arguing is that people aren't coming into the country illegally because it's just a misdemeanor, which in her world is not a crime. But if they are coming into the country illegally, well, it's not really a big deal. And plus, as other Democrats will tell you, we need these people because otherwise we won't have a source of cheap labor to get our strawberries picked. But her argument really falls flat because even she has to admit that it is a crime to enter the United States illegally. So I'm not really sure where she got this sense of entitlement.
And then Tom Homan comes and says, no, we're not. We're going to
What's the number of killer people?
Just a minute. We are going to deport. We're going to deport everyone. We're going to deport everyone who does not have documents in this country, even some who are here legally, who have legal residence. So, you know, who is in charge here? Why LA? What they want is ICE out of our town. LA is a city. I'm from LA. I was born in LA. That's where my roots are. That's where I started my career. It is almost 50% Hispanic. Remember that California was part of Mexico. The roots are really deep in that region. And what they're saying is, no, not in our community. Because when they're coming in, even though there's second, third, fourth, fifth generation Latinos that live there, Mexican Americans that live there, some of them might be their family members. The people that they're going after, it's personal for them because.
So this is a really absurd argument that you've seen trotted out lately in response to the LA riots, which is that California is native Mexican territory. You almost see leftists wanting to do some sort of land acknowledgement for illegal migrants who are coming to Los Angeles and San Diego and wherever else in the state. Of course, if you're at all historically literate, you know that this is absolutely insane, right? So California was part of independent Mexico for less than 3 centuries. Yet people like this former Univision host would tell you that that entitles any Mexican who has the desire to live there, unimpeded by ICE. When this former Univision host says that, oh, it's just people in Los Angeles who want ICE out of their communities, what she's really saying is it's people in LA who are in open defiance of the federal government, sometimes very violently.
Because they're going after their cousin and their uncle and their parents. And how does that make us safe?
We've seen the videos of parents being detained in front of their children, people who are showing up at their court cases with their families, only to find out that suddenly their case has disappeared and they are being disappeared into detention.
The idea that we...
I don't just want to let that be glossed over. People are being disappeared. People are being taken back to their native countries, the countries in which they're legal residents. I don't think that's a fair equivalence.
Should justify violence against police or ICE because we're separating families.
No, hold on, just to be clear, I want to.
The rioters are.
The who?
The rioters, the people that are attacking police and dropping F-bombs and throwing things at them now.
I just want to be very clear. No
one
here
the people watching
is
TV
justifying violence against ICE.
The idea that it's...
No one on the panel may be directly justifying violence against ICE, but certainly you're seeing the same rhetoric that these panelists are using being deployed by protesters. No one is illegal on native land. That's a line that you see a lot, and it's used to justify some pretty horrific action against ICE and the federal government.
Justifiable because a family's being split up. There's news in America every single day. There are children that cry when their mom or dad, who's an American citizen, that breaks the law, gets arrested and goes to jail. I have watched it, and there's no rioting and looting over that because we understand that we're either a country of laws or we are not a country of laws. Every day we send moms and dads who are American citizens to prison, and we separate them from their families. And you know why we don't feel sorry for them? Because we judge them on the law, and we say if you break the law in America, we put you in jail. So why is it different for illegal immigrants?
Ben Ferguson is really the only voice of reason on this CNN panel, and of course the panelists scramble to respond to him because he has an entirely reasonable objection. If you break the law, you will be separated from your family. So it probably behooves you not to break the law, and that includes illegally migrating into another country with young children or illegally migrating into another country and having children there. That creates a whole series of problems that can be so easily avoided if you stay in your native country or apply for citizenship through legal routes. But what do you think? Are these riots in Los Angeles justified? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you like this video and you want more like it, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.